It's another angry day in the world of Magic the Gathering as Wizards of the Coast decided to start off the official Magic 30th anniversary event in style, disaster style. But this time, something's different. This time, it's personal.
Magic.
I am a wizard!
History.
I'm an old wizard!
The Magic Historian.
My bones hurt. Greetings, owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles. My friends, I hope the day finds you well, or at least better than me, because we have gathered for a very annoying installment of Mega Magic News. Full disclaimer, I am very much affected by one of the things we're going to talk about in this video, and I'm quite annoyed about it. So, I'm going to try and maintain my anger levels so we can talk about this calmly. And you know what? Let's start with what's frustrating me the most. And that is the fact that right now, as I'm recording this video, Mark Rosewater is giving the digital Q&A for the Magic 30 event. Something that I have a ticket for. Something that I'm supposed to be a part of. And yet I'm here recording this video instead because I can't be a part of the event because of what Wizards of the Coast has done. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about at all, a little background information, Wizards of the Coast says, hey, if you can't come out to the physical event for Magic 30, we're going to do a virtual ticket, which is built up of 4 things. 2 are digital codes for Arena and MTGO, and 2 are Q&As with Mark Rosewater, the head designer for Magic the Gathering, and Richard Garfield, the creator of Magic the Gathering, right? Some pretty nice Q&As to be able to go to. Now, a viewer who was quite kind got me a virtual ticket and said, here you go, enjoy the Q&As and the codes. And I said, well, thank you so much. And I got so excited about it. And I got an email from Wizards of the Coast about a week ago saying, hey, guess what? We got you all ready. We're going to send out your virtual ticket information on October 26th. Okay, now, you guys know there's a million things going on in the world of Magic. I'm running around trying to do a lot of things. So October 26th comes and goes by. I don't get an email, but I don't notice, right? And so I find out today, the day of the Q&A, that nope, guess what? They didn't even send the email to the right address. They sent the email that was supposed to come to me. They got the first email to the right address, but then they sent the actual ticket to the guy who paid for the ticket. It was specifically keyed to my address. They sent it to the wrong address. Now, this sort of thing can happen. I understand, you know what, it's like, okay, man, that was a couple of days ago. You missed out on it. These things happen. Is it really that big of a deal? Well, first of all, that shouldn't be happening. But more importantly, here's how it works for people who didn't have the problem that I had. You get the email on October 26th at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Wizard says, we're going to send you the email at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. You have until midnight that day to confirm, go into the system and register for the Q&As. If you don't, you're out of luck. You're given a 7-hour window from the time you get the email to go to their website and register. And there's a bunch of people who got that email sent to spam. If you go to the Magic Reddit right now, you will find a thread of people who are going to be heartbroken, who are going, I can't find my code. I can't get into the event. Where's my code? And some of them are going, I found it in the spam filter. And then when they read the email and get to the bottom and realize, oh, it says I have to register by midnight. 7 hours, less than the time of a person's work shift. Like, if you have an 8-hour job, you could go out to work, the email comes in, and before you come home, the window has expired. Do you work a night shift? Well, it sucks to be to you. Did you sleep and wake up and not check your emails before you left before midnight? Well, no Q&A for you. No biggest part of the ticket, because as far as I'm concerned, an Arena code and an MTG code aren't the biggest deal. If you didn't register by midnight, no Q&A with Mark Rosewater today, no Q&A with Richard Garfield tomorrow. The door has been slammed in my face, and I am genuinely frustrated by this. 7 hours is not an acceptable window for a digital product that you had forever in advance to get out to people. Now, things getting caught in spam filters is entirely the norm. So I'm not blaming anybody who didn't find it in their spam folder right away. That's where I went seeking my email when I couldn't find it. So it ultimately wasn't there, because for me, I got hosed even worse. They literally didn't send it to the email. Why would I think for a second that it wouldn't come to the email that they sent me an email to saying, hey, we're excited you're a part of Magic 30. We're going to send your ticket on over. And then it just never arrives. Like, I am maintaining myself. I'm livid inside. Like, this Q&A. Why would the Magic historian want to go to a Q&A with the guy who designs the games or the guy who made the game? Why would I want to ask them questions? It's not like I'm heavily interested in the game. It's not like I have a channel dedicated to it and the history of it. It's not like somebody went out of the way to spend their hard-earned money to get me this out of appreciation. And now, instead of it being something nice, I'm frustrated by it. It's completely unfair and unacceptable. You can't give people a 7-hour window. This should be like, bro, you show up at the last minute. You can punch the code in mid-QA and show up. You paid for it. Why do we have to put this in days in advance and be given a 7-hour window? There's no justification for this. It's absolutely unacceptable. It's so frustrating to me. But I've said my piece on that. Obviously, I've made my point. So, let's move on to the next aspect of 30th anniversary that is causing discord amongst people, understandably, and is a very confusing move on Wizards of the Coast's part. And that is Black Lotus attendees of the Magic 30 event are being given booster packs of the 30th anniversary stuff. So this is a pretty wild scenario. We're talking about the $250 a booster, buy 4 packs at a time in a box, $1,000, like basically they're proxies, but not they're official, but not official Magic cards, where it's like, well, they're official collector's edition, they're not official Magic cards. You know what we're talking about. It's this nebulous nonsense where essentially proxies are on the menu for everybody now. So Wizards is trying to get people to buy this for $1,000 for 4 packs. And if I'm not mistaken, the stuff's not coming out until the end of November, right? So you've got this baseline price of $1,000. But if you go as a Black Lotus level attendee to this event, you're given 4 booster packs. Now, it only costs $750 to get into the event, and you get 4 of these packs for, like, they're $1,000, right? And make no mistake about it, with the hype level that's around them right now, I was looking into it, at least one attendee who got these packs turned around and sold it to a vendor or individual who was already at the event who paid $800 for it. So one of them basically, I think it was $800, they basically came out ahead straight out of the gate. They sold off what they got for the cost of their ticket. So there's a bunch of people who are worked up on both sides of it. You have people who are worked up going, okay, this is egregious. Wizards is only giving this stuff to people who are splashing out on the highest level. Now, I don't know the accuracy of the numbers that I'm seeing because Wizards isn't going to give us those numbers. But if my understanding is correct, there's a little over 300 people on this Black Lotus level. So people who are willing to spend the $700. It makes me think that Wizards probably should have made more of them. I think that what happens is, like, Wizards limited each slot, and I don't think they realized how much people would be willing to pay. And it's also, I guess, a testament to the state of Magic right now, that when I think of a $750 ticket, I go, I'm surprised they only thought 300 or so people would buy those, right? Like, we're in the state where Magic is so moneyed that they thought they could make this crazy product, and now they're making inroads with it in some ways. They put it into the hands of multiple celebrities, right? Remember the picture I showed you with the 8 boosters and the time twister and the screw case? There's multiples of these in screw cases now. It's definitely Wizards of the Coast. What they're doing is they're sending the cards out in screw cases to make sure that everybody who get these packs has a showpiece. Oh, what if they get jank in the boosters? What if they get laces or whatever? Give them Power 9, put it in the case. Ooh, it's rare, it's modified. They'll show it in the picture and say, thanks, Wizards. Like, that's just the way it all operates. So Wizards is making inroads in that way in terms of manipulating people's brains into thinking that these are more important. And now they're turning to their whales who are spending at the highest level and giving them the packs. Although there has been ideas put forth that perhaps what happened was they weren't originally intending to give these booster packs away. Because you have to think about it. Wizards of the Coast never really does things where they go $750 and we'll throw in $1,000 worth of free boosters, right? They're like $750. We'll throw in maybe a warped box topper for it if you ask real nice. Like that sounds more like Wizards today. So the $1,000 worth of boosters, and again, remember, this is $1,000 worth of like forced value. This isn't based on any real secondary market value because you can't go, well, it's based off the secondary market of the original Lotus. It can't be because these are collector item non-official Magic cards, so they can't be connected to that. So it's a separate beast. But regardless, what has been floated out as an idea is maybe Wizards looked at the backlash around 30th anniversary and went, maybe we can soften this up at least with our highest rollers, get the cards into their hands. We're going to sell these at the event. They were originally maybe planning on selling them and then said, instead of selling them and dealing with the backlash, like if we're having our 30th anniversary and the biggest story is about players raging about an expensive product and not wanting to buy it, that's really bad optics. So maybe we just eat this one and give it away. And I mean, that kind of lines up more with the idea of $750 for a ticket, $1,000 worth of product. You can say, hey man, they want to like treat their whales right. Yeah, but at the same time, Wizards of the Coast has no problem charging that much for 4 boosters. Like, they have no problem charging these whales $1,000 for it. Wizards of the Coast isn't known for its cardboard generosity in any form, especially in the current era where Hasbro is struggling for the dollar, so Wizards has to kick more up the chain. That's what's happening right now. They're putting the squeeze on Wizards. So if you think they're doing this out of the goodness of their heart, no. It's to solidify the whales. If it wasn't done as a last second, let's not sell it, let's give it away, then it's totally just let's get it into the hands of people who are our biggest customers, the ones who are most likely to buy it, but at the same time as well, by putting it into the hands of celebrities and people who are wealthy enough to buy the most expensive tickets, you run a very low risk that they will bulk sell off the stuff. If somebody has a bunch of this collector stuff, and they really just want it gone, they're going to sell it at whatever to get it out gone. So the market's going to notice that and push the prices down. But if the cards end up in the hands of somebody who looks at a card and go, it's like, I'd only get $5 for this, it's not worth my time to sell it, then you're going to have them throwing it off to the side. That's not part of the market, so it doesn't affect the market. So by having it in the hands of rich people, essentially you can kind of stymie the decreasing prices that might happen on the secondary market. Because Wizards has a lot of angles that they work on all this stuff. If you don't think they have multiple people they're paying, like economists and stuff, to strategize the best way to extract money from the secondary market, you're out of your mind. Because printing Magic cards, you're printing things that are more valuable than gold. And trying to maintain that secondary market is essentially what Wizards' business has become. They want to keep the secondary market up, and they want to extract from it in every possible way. Secret Lair was their first genuine foray into the secondary market, where they went, you know what, we can just sell them a Bitter Blossom straight up for the price of a Bitter Blossom. All we have to do is print a couple of tokens, give it some crazy art you can only get here, and we can sell it at secondary market prices. And we've seen that, right? Wizards is unwilling to give up any kind of secondary market value to the point where Double Masters 2022 had to be insanely expensive. It had to be to cover the cost of keeping the secondary market prices high. If they made it like a regular price product, even regular price in terms of Horizon sets, then it would push the prices down too much. So it had to be moneyed up even further. So we've got this scenario where they're now trying to finesse this. We're going to go not only into the secondary market, but we're going to dance around the reserve list and tweak those guys' nose by not reprinting the reserve list, going, it's not a reserve list reprint. They're not even Magic cards, but then also going, imagine it, they're Magic cards. You can get a Black Lotus in a pack. Imagine opening beta. Imagine what it was like to open beta. Do you want to know what it was like to open beta back in 1993? No, $3 a pack. No, it was $250 a pack. Everybody doesn't mention that part, but the original beta was $250 a pack. And it didn't even have these nice new modern borders with the chance to get a foil and maybe an old border, because we know that actually old borders are more desirable. Wait, no, old borders aren't more desirable. These no $250 a pack. Come on, son, that's cheap. You want that beta experience? You're a beta, aren't you? You know, like it's you know what? At least I wanted to end up lightening the mood and not walk away too angry, because I am still like, the Q&A is going on right now. And the back of my brain is like just chewing on it, man. Like I could literally be in there just asking questions, just learning the things that I want to know. But no, I don't get to. Okay, we're going to end it off with something silly. Let's take a look at the Chandra Gauntlet. Okay, so what is this, my friends? This is an official Chandra cosplay gauntlet. And it's kind of funny, now that I think about it, that Wizards of the Coast is cooking up stuff like $300, by the way. It's a $300 cosplay gauntlet. And at the same time, when they initially did their cosplay competition, they're like, we're going to give you like an $18 gift card to a Fabric Land or something. How about that? You know, Fabric Land. Fabric link. Do you guys have that in America? Whatever. They just got free advertising for me. Buy some fabric, son. Anyways, Wizards of the Coast is going, yeah, we'll give you like $18 in fabric if you do good in the cosplay. And then they go, are you a cosplayer? We made you a Chandra cosplay gauntlet. Now, you can't really cosplay with it because anybody who looks at it knows, yo, that's cheap Nerf plastic that's been painted, bro. It looks like it's made out of cheap Nerf plastic like Hasbro would make. It's got some gank bag red LED lights and it blows out steam like a steamer. Now, I'll give them credit that the little video they made for like a minute with the hot chick wearing it looked pretty cool. We're like, watch her spin around, watch her hold it up, look at the angle and whatever. But like legit, it's fun, but at the same time, at $300, bro, it's a glorified Nerf plastic wad of whatever. And when they showed the thing being put on, they skipped it. Like, she started doing the straps and they skipped right by it. So you know putting on the straps is going to be goofy and crappy. What is cool about it is it does come with like a funky little treasure chest, and it comes with like an altered version of the, what was the card that they did with this? Pyromancer's Gauntlet, right? So you get a foil, alter art, Pyromancer's Gauntlet with a retro frame, which is fun. I'll give them that. But $300, come on, son. Come on. Magic 30th anniversary so far is more than just a bumpy ride. Anyways, friends, I got to go and honestly vent some more. I got to rage out a little more. So thanks for being here. I'll see y'all for the next video. Subscribe if you want some more news, or don't, whatever. I mean, YouTube might unsubscribe you anyways. It's done it to a bunch of people. So thanks for coming by. Big shout out to my patrons. You guys rock. Thanks for having my back. No matter how crazy things get, I know you guys are there for me. And to everyone else, I say, see you later.